We have the 2020-2021 All-Pro teams revealed. So I'm gonna start with the first team. So this is gonna take a long time, but I'm gonna start with the first team. So quarterback, the All-Pro quarterback on the first team is Aaron Rodgers. He is the only first team quarterback on here. Now the only first team running back on here is Derrick Henry. And then you go to the tight ends, it's Travis Kelce. Now, wide receivers, there's three wide receivers on this first team list. We're gonna start with Green Bay Packers, Devontae Adams, um, Buffalo Bills, Stephon Diggs, and Kansas City Chiefs, Tyreek Hill. So those are the wide receivers, running backs, and quarterbacks. Left tackle David Bakhtiari on Green Bay, right tackle Jack Conklin on Cleveland, left guard Quentin Nelson for the Colts, right guard Brandon Sharif for Washington, and center Corey Linsley for Green Bay. Now, let's start with the first team offense. Okay, anybody on this list, Nate, that you really look at? Anybody you agree or disagree that should be on this list?
No, actually, no. I just want to point out David Bakhtiari. I got to give a lot of credit to this dude. He's a very great tackler. He's a very great guard. He protects Aaron Rodgers very, very well. And I feel like, in my opinion, he's one of the most underrated O linemen in the league. In my opinion, he's very underappreciated, very underrated, in my opinion.
Yeah, David Bakhtiari. I mean, great guy, great player. The one guy on here that I really point to and I really look at is if I had to look at one, I'm gonna go probably Tyreek Hill. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if first team for me. I'm gonna be honest. Don't get me wrong. It's no hit on Tyreek Hill. Great player.
Right.
Had a great season. I don't know. I feel like if you're really gonna point to somebody, I feel like it should be Hopkins. I feel like I think Hopkins should make first team. And the reason why I say that is because when you look at like the standings, Hopkins was, I believe, the second. I think he was probably around the second, like he had the most, like the second most yards, I think, or the third most yards. I can't remember what it was, but I just believe that Hopkins really did stick out this year.
Right.
And then Devontae Adams, I believe that I absolutely agree with that. Devontae Adams has been electric this year. Stephon Diggs has had a career year, something that I never thought he would accomplish in Buffalo. I knew he was going to be good, but to get 1,500 yards in a season and I know he's going to be Josh Allen's first option, but to be that active in that offense, it's something that he wanted, and he admitted it. He admitted that's why he left Minnesota, because he didn't feel like he was going to be as active in Minnesota as he was going to be in Buffalo.
Right.
And Buffalo used him great, and because of that, Buffalo is a real threat. So with these wide receivers, I absolutely agree. David Bakhtiari, I completely agree. Jack Conklin, I completely agree. Quentin Nelson, I agree. Quentin Nelson in 2 years has been one of the best left guards in the league. Brandon Sharif has been a very underrated offensive lineman for so long. I remember when he first came out of college, this was a guy I was really looking at. This was a guy I really liked. And Brandon Sharif is really showing in the NFL. Corey Linsley, see, this is a guy not many people know of, unless you're really like watching the Packers. Corey Linsley is a great offensive lineman. I think, in my opinion, he was better than David Bakhtiari this year, big time, without a doubt. I think that David Bakhtiari and Corey Linsley helped Aaron Rodgers tremendously in this MVP season that he's having.
Right.
Now, going to defense. So, edge rushers, TJ Watt and Myles Garrett. We're going to go to interior linemen, Aaron Donald and DeForest Buckner. Linebackers, Fred Warner of the San Francisco 49ers, Bobby Wagner and Darius Leonard. Cornerbacks, Xavier Howard and Jalen Ramsey. Safeties, Tyrann Mathieu, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Budda Baker. And special teams kicker, Jason Sanders. And punter, we got Jake Bailey. And then kick returner, Cordero Patterson. Punt returner, Gunnar Olszewski. Special teamers, George O'Doom. And long snapper, Morgan Cox. Nate, anybody on the first team that you want to talk about for defense and special teams?
There's one guy in particular I want to talk about, and that's Aaron Donald. I gotta give him credit, even though he's having a good year, but he's not having like a good year like he's like any of his other seasons. Like it's nowhere near as good as that. But he's still doing relatively well. He's still doing his job for the Los Angeles Rams, and because of that, they got into the playoffs. He leads that great defense. And I gotta give my credit to Aaron Donald, even though he's not having the best of seasons, he's still making the best out of it.
I mean, I'm gonna disagree with Aaron Donald. Here's the thing. Obviously, like I remember he had like a 23 sack season, 22 sack season, something insane like that. He's not. You can't expect Aaron Donald to have 20 sacks a year.
Oh yeah, of course.
So with that being said, there was T.J. Watt, who's number one in sacks. I think he had like 17 and a half. Don't count me on that. And Aaron Donald was just below him. So I believe in all interior linemen, I believe he definitely deserves to be on
He
there.
definitely deserves to be on
as
it.
first team. I think that when you look at other interior linemen, I really don't think there was any better than Aaron Donald. This is Aaron Donald's sixth All-Pro, which I think is amazing. I mean, Aaron Donald, I believe, is going to be a future Hall of Famer without a doubt. Without a doubt, he's going to be a future Hall of Famer. This guy, I think, is one of the most feared defensive players in the league. Now, going to this list, when I really look at it, I agree with Xavier Howard. Xavier Howard had a really great season. Jalen Ramsey had a very great season. As for the safeties, I completely agree. Here's one guy I believe is so underrated, Budda Baker. I think Budda Baker has turned into a top 3 safety in this league.
Yes.
I think this dude was probably one of them. I'm going to be honest with everybody here. You look at Kyler Murray's and you look at the DeAndre Hopkins, I absolutely agree. They're very important to this team. When you go to defense, there is nobody on that defense that is more important than Budda Baker. I'm saying it right now.
Right.
Nobody on this defense that is more important than Budda Baker. Budda Baker, I feel, is one of the most underrated defensive players in the league. And honestly, it's annoying because we talk about like Jamal Adams. We talk about Tyrann Mathieu, Harrison Smith. These guys are great safeties. I'm not taking nothing away from them. Earl Thomas, great safeties. Earl Thomas isn't even on a team no more, but these guys are great safeties. Budda Baker is a guy you really need to consider as great. Right. Budda Baker, I think, will become, give it about 2 or 3 years, and I'm going to say it right now, Budda Baker will be the best safety in the league, without a doubt. Going to special teams, Jason Sanders had a great year. I absolutely agree with that. Right. Jake Bailey is a great punter. Absolutely agree. Cordero Patterson, this one's tough. I would have went with Pringle on the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Pringle on the Kansas City Chiefs had a very great year. No disrespect to Cordero Patterson. Cordero Patterson is obviously I think he might go into the Hall of Fame as a returner. Cordero Patterson is a fantastic kick returner. I remember what he did for Minnesota. He's been a great kick returner for many other teams. He's been that great for Chicago. I really do think that Pringle might have had a better year for Kansas City Chiefs. But congratulations to Cordero Patterson. Gunnar Olszewski, he had a major role in the special teams for the New England Patriots. He had a couple block punts, punt returns, and everything like block punts going for TDs. And I mean, I absolutely agree with that. George O'Doom. See, I really don't know. I don't know who this guy is, to be honest with you. So I can't really say nothing.
Right.
I'm gonna have to look at it. But I mean, congratulations to him for being the first team. And Morgan Cox, the long snapper for Baltimore. You know what? I'll say this. Anybody who's willing to snap a perfect ball to Justin Tucker, for him to always hit it around the money, got to be on there.
Absolutely.
Now let's go to the second team, okay? Second team, quarterbacks for the second team is Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. The running backs for the second team is Alvin Kamara. Tight end, here's the funny thing, it's vacant.
Really?
There's no tight ends on the second team this year. That is surprising to me, and I think they need to change it. I'm going to be honest. Yeah. You want to put somebody for second team? Darren Waller.
Absolutely.
Darren Waller deserves to be second team All-Pro, without a doubt. Now, going to the wide receivers, we got DeAndre Hopkins, we got Justin Jefferson, Calvin Ridley, DK Metcalf, and Cole Beasley. Left tackles, we got Garrett Bolles from Denver. Right tackle, we got Ryan Ramczyk from New Orleans. Left guard, Joel Bitonio from Cleveland. Right guard, Wyatt Teller from Cleveland. And center, Ryan Kelly from Indianapolis and Frank Ragnow from Detroit. So, Nate, you go first. Anybody on the offense that catches your eye?
Well, obviously, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins and Josh Allen. I mean, Josh Allen's having an incredible year.
Absolutely.
He's second runner-up to MVP, in my opinion. I think he's playing a lot better than Pat Mahomes right now. I'm going to keep it real with you. You guys can bust on me for all I care. I don't care. I think he's playing a lot better than Patrick Mahomes right now. As for DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, we already explained it before. I mean, the man's one of the best wide receivers in the entire league, top 3 in my opinion, maybe top 5. I don't know, maybe top 3, top 5, one of the two. But I mean, I don't know what else to say. You know, DeAndre Hopkins deserves it. Everybody on here deserves it, really, from as far as I'm concerned.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real with you. This is not me being biased at all. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Dalvin Cook should be second team. I'm sorry, I bust me all you want. I get it. He had 6 touchdowns in one game. Alvin Kamara is a great player. Great player. I think he might have been one of the best fantasy players this year. Fantasy players. As for regular players, I don't think besides Derrick Henry, I don't think there's another running back that holds a candle to Dalvin Cook. There's Derrick Henry. I absolutely agree. He is number 1. Okay. Anybody who gets 2,027 yards in a season definitely deserves to get number 1, unless somebody surpasses that, which is highly likely to have 2,000 two 2,000 yard receivers in one season. Highly unlikely. Dalvin Cook, I believe, should be second team. We're not going to give him second team because he missed 3 games and still had second place. Come on. He missed, like, let's get this straight. He missed 3 games, okay? It was second for yardage. So you're going to tell me that if he didn't play those 3 games, he would have 1,700, 1,800 yards right now?
Right.
With maybe probably 15 TDs. I think, come on, like this is unreal. As for tight end being vacant, that really annoys me.
That
right
bothers
there.
me.
You're going to tell me Darren Waller didn't have a good year. You're going to tell me Darren Waller does not deserve to be on this list? Come on, let's keep it real.
That doesn't make any sense.
Let's keep it real here. Darren Waller deserves to be on this list.
Absolutely.
Put him as tight
end. I completely agree. I mean, there's two like here's the thing, all right? Aside from Travis Kelce, all right? How many times a day do you see a tight end going over 200 yards a game?
Right.
You don't see that a lot.
I'm going to be real. I don't think Travis Kelce did it.
I don't think so either.
He had a lot of yards, so you don't get me wrong. Absolutely. I got to give my respect to Travis Kelce, but come on, Darren Waller's got to be on this list. He definitely
Darren Waller, I can't tell
you. For you to leave this vacant, I think it's unprofessional.
I absolutely agree. And I can't tell you how many games Darren Waller had where he had over 150 yards with 2 TDs. I mean, you got to put the damn man on there.
As for the wide receivers, none of these I disagree with. I think DeAndre Hopkins had a very good year. Justin Jefferson, congrats to him on breaking the rookie record for most receiving yards in a season. Calvin Ridley had a great season, absolutely. DK Metcalf was a beast this year.
Obviously.
Cole Beasley was a very underrated receiver due to the fact that the number 1 receiver on his team was Stephon Diggs. But I'm gonna be honest, when you look at duos, Buffalo Bills, you can definitely make an argument for them being top 5, top 10.
Absolutely agree.
Garrett Bolles did a great job in Denver. I mean, I know it doesn't show a lot, but look, because Denver had a bad year, but he is a very good offensive lineman. Ryan Ramczyk is a very key piece to the reason why Drew Brees is having a great season. Joel Bitonio and Wyatt Teller, you can tell how big of an impact they had this year, especially this year, considering the fact that Cleveland's going to be making a playoff appearance in over a decade.
Right.
Ryan Kelly and Ryan Kelly on Indianapolis and Frank Ragnow had great years. And now we're gonna go to the defense. So edge rushers, we got Khalil Mack and Zadarius Smith. Interior linemen, we have Chris Jones and Cameron Hayward. Devin White from Tampa Bay and Demario Davis from New Orleans for the running backs. Levante David for Tampa Bay and Roquan Smith for Chicago made it. For cornerbacks, we have Dyer Alexander for Green Bay and Tre'Davious White for Buffalo. And safeties, Jamal Adams and Jesse Bates. And then special teams place, we got for kicker, Justin Tucker, punter, Jack Fox from Detroit, kick returner, Andre Roberts from Buffalo, punt returner, Jakeem Grant from Miami, special teamer, Matthew Slater for New England, and long snapper, Luke Rhodes for Indianapolis. So, Nate, anybody on the special teams and defense that is on you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I'll start with Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack's just an absolute beast. He's, he's very comparable to Aaron Donald, but to be honest, I think Aaron Donald's better. But I mean, at the same time, Khalil Mack's a beast of his own kind.
No, I agree.
A lot of people are gonna get mad at Jamal Adams is on here, but listen, I get why. I actually looked it up myself, and I think it was back in like week 15 or week 16. This dude had like 8 sacks. I think it was the most for a corner in the league at that time. So I mean, you gotta give credit to Jamal Adams for where credit's due. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people are going to be bugging about that, but I completely agree with that.
2 guys on here that really catch my eye, and I'm glad that they did, and I'm glad that they're catching my eye, and I'm glad that they're on this list.
Another guy is Devin White, too. I meant to say that.
I'm getting to that. Devin White and Levante David. The Tampa Bay linebackers are very, very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe that Levante David is one of the most underrated linebackers in the league.
Same deal with Devin White.
I believe Levante David can cover. I believe he can blitz. Devin White's the same way. I believe these 2 are very underrated. You got to also realize Tampa Bay had a very good defense this year.
Right.
And you really can't point to one guy. You know, Dominic Sue did his job very well. Levante David did his job very well. Devin White did his job very well. The rookie Antonio Winfield did a great job. Murphy Bunting, I think it is. I believe that's his name. Sean Murphy Bunting, I think. He did a great job as a corner this year. There's a lot of guys on Tampa Bay who really just stepped up and played a great season. I'm not saying all of them deserve to be on all pro teams because that's not true. But Devin White and Levante David especially is a guy who is very underrated and deserves a lot more credit than given.
Right.
And I think if you ask the league, if you were to ask the players, NFL players in the league, how good is Levante David, they tell you only nice things about him. So I'm glad that they're on this list. Now, as for safeties, Jesse Bates had a good year for Cincinnati. I agree.
Right.
Jamal Adams, one of my favorite safeties in the league. So I mean, congratulations to them. Harrison Smith, you could have made a case for, but Harrison Smith was having kind of like a little bit of a down year, but he still had 5 interceptions. But there's more that goes to it besides interceptions. So I understand why Jesse Bates made this list. As for the special teamers, Jakeem Grant was a great punt returner this year for Miami. He did a lot of great things for Miami, and he was a very key piece of the reason why Miami made it all the way up to the end. Matthew Slater has been a great special teamer for years now. He's made his name as a New England legend based off of special team. And I know you're going to be like, well, he's still playing. You really can't call him a legend. When it's all said and done, New England will never have a special teamer like Matthew Slater ever again. Luke Rhodes, I don't know who that is, but like I said, when you're long snapping to these punters and kickers, you got to give them a lot of credit, especially the fact that that Rodrigo Blankenship as a rookie was one of the best kickers in the league this year. I'm gonna be honest. Andre Roberts as a kick returner. I mean, look, man, I'm still saying that I don't know. Like I just don't know. Like, congratulations to him. I really can't think of anybody off the top of my mind as a kick returner. I know Pringle's a punt returner. I believe Pringle should have definitely been on this list.
Right.
But I mean, I believe he could have been first team or second team. I believe if you moved Jakeem Grant to first team and you put Pringle second team on the Kansas City Chiefs, I believe he had a great season. But as for kick returners, I can't really think of any besides Cordero Patterson. So I mean, Andre Roberts might have definitely deserved it. So congrats to him. And I mean, congrats to everybody who made a 2020-2021 All-Pro team.